Oh my God, welcome back to Main Character Classics, the only place where we take these dusty old books and realize that the characters were actually just toxic as hell. No, because today we are diving back into the absolute train wreck that is Victor Frankenstein's life. Like, imagine being a tech bro with a god complex and then your entire life just collapses. So Victor is now in his legal era. He is standing before this magistrate, Mr. Kerwin, who is basically a chill old man, but he is not feeling Victor's vibe. The magistrate asks for the receipts, and about 6 guys step up to testify. One guy tells this whole story about how he was out fishing with his son and his brother-in-law, Daniel Nugent. They are coming back to shore at like 10 at night. It is pitch black, no moon, very spooky, and the guy literally trips over a body on the sand.
Oh my God!
Low-key, imagine just trying to go home and you trip over a corpse. I would actually pass away. They take the body to an old woman's cottage and try to revive him, but nope, he is cooked. The body is a handsome young man, about 25, and the only weird thing is these black finger marks on his neck.
Get out!
Now Victor is just sitting there, and when the witness mentions the finger marks, Victor has a total meltdown. He starts shaking, his vision goes blurry, and he has to lean on a chair just to stay upright. I am deceased because Victor thinks he's being subtle, but the magistrate is just watching him like, why are you acting so sus right now? Like, bestie, you are literally giving off murderer energy in the middle of a courtroom. Please stop. Then Daniel Nugent drops the ultimate bomb. He says that right before they found the body, he saw a boat with one man in it, and it looked exactly like the boat Victor just arrived in.
Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
Then another woman joins the chat and says she saw a boat with one man pushing off from the exact spot where the body was found. At this point, the evidence is basically a ratio. Victor is getting absolutely cooked by these witnesses.
We do not care.
The witnesses basically tell the judge that Victor probably just did not know where he was and accidentally landed in the harbor after dumping the body somewhere else. Mr. Kerwin is like, okay, let's do a little social experiment. And he decides to take Victor to the room where the body is waiting to be buried. He wants to see if seeing the dead body makes Victor crack, which, honestly, is such a power move. Victor is feeling kind of tranquil at first, probably because he is totally delulu, but then he walks into the room. He looks into the coffin and, guys, it is Henry Clerval, his absolute bestie, his ride or die.
Oh my God!
Victor literally loses it. He throws himself onto the body and starts screaming, "Have my murderous machinations deprived you also, my dearest Henry, of life?" He starts listing his kills like a weird checklist, mentioning how he already destroyed 2 people and more are coming. He is basically admitting to everything in front of the police. The audacity. He has a full-on seizure and is carried out of the room in convulsions. I cannot. Like, the drama is actually peaking here. He is not just sad, he is having a cinematic collapse. And highlight after that, Victor gets a fever and basically stays on the brink of death for 2 months. He is just lying there, raving about how he murdered William, Justine, and Henry. He is literally spilling all the tea while he is unconscious. He even screams that the monster's fingers are grasping his neck. Like, we get it, you are haunted, stop being so extra. Luckily, he speaks French, and only Mr. Kerwin understands him, so the other witnesses are just confused and terrified by his vibes. Victor eventually wakes up in a prison cell, and his nurse is this old woman who has 0 empathy. She is basically the human embodiment of a per my last email energy. She tells him that if he actually murdered that guy, it would be better if he were dead, because it is going to go hard for him in court.
Shut the fuck up!
Ugh, imagine waking up from a coma, and your nurse just tells you that you are probably going to be executed. The Ike is real. But wait, Mr. Kerwin actually turns out to be a real one. He gave Victor the best room in the prison and paid for the doctor and nurse. He's just trying to be helpful, even though he does not want to hang out with a guy who raves about murder 24/7. One day, Mr. Kerwin comes in and tells Victor that he found some letters on him and wrote to his father in Geneva. Victor is terrified that the monster has come to mock him, and he starts screaming, "Take him away," before he even sees who it is. Kerwin is like, it is your dad, you weirdo." Victor immediately switches from "get away from me" to "daddy," and is suddenly all happy. The mood shift is giving bipolar energy, honestly. His dad is just devastated, looking at the barred windows and telling Victor that a fatality is pursuing him. Anyway, the court case finally happens, and because it can be proven that Victor was actually on the Orkney Islands when the body was found, the grand jury just drops the charges. He is free, Duármeme! But Victor is still in his depression era. He does not even care that he is free because he just sees the eyes of Henry and the monster everywhere he looks. He is a total skeleton, just a shadow of a human being, and he is obsessed with going back to Geneva to hunt the monster. He is taking double doses of laudanum just to sleep, but he still has nightmares where the monster is literally choking him. He is basically a walking disaster zone at this point, and he's just sailing away from Ireland, hoping for some peace. But we know the monster always finds a way to ruin the vibe. And bestie, we haven't even gotten to the part where... Oh my god, besties, welcome back to Main Character Classics. Today we are diving back into the absolute train wreck that is Victor Frankenstein. No, because, actually, this man is the CEO of making everything worse. So we start with Victor finally landing in Paris. He is completely cooked. His mental health is in the negatives, and he is literally too exhausted to even exist. Now, his dad is playing the role of the clueless boomer dad, trying his absolute best to help, but he has zero clue that his son is a tech bro with a god complex who accidentally started a murder spree. Victor is in his hermit era, low-key hating everyone. He says he loves people, but he feels like he has no right to be around them because he basically unleashed a demonic entity into the world. He's just sitting there, staring at the wall, thinking about how everyone would cancel him if they knew his secrets. Imagine being so delulu that you think your dad is going to understand your secret project when you have literally caused multiple deaths. I am deceased. Then Victor just drops the bomb. He tells his dad flat out that he murdered William, Justine, and Henry, just like that. No context, no receipts, just, I did it. And the dad literally thinks he is having a psychotic break. He is just like, my son is delirious, poor thing. Victor is screaming, I am not mad. The sun and the heavens saw me do it, but he still refuses to explain the actual monster. Why? Because he is terrified he will be radioed by the medical community and sent to an asylum. He is literally starving for sympathy but chooses to stay silent. The aura of this man is just tragic. Wait, things get actually messy. Victor gets a letter from Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is the ultimate loyal GF, but she is starting to feel the vibe shift. She is basically like, hey, we have been promised to each other since we were toddlers, but do you actually like me? Or are you just doing this for the family brand? She is literally asking him if he loves someone else because he has been acting so sketchy. She tells him that she loves him, but she would rather be single than be a burden to his happiness. She is a literal angel, and Victor is just a mess. But then the letter triggers a core memory for Victor. He remembers the monster's threat. I will be with you on your wedding night. And besties, this is where Victor's brain completely fails him. He actually thinks the monster is just talking about killing him. He is so narcissistic that he thinks he is the only target. He thinks, oh well, I will die, but at least Elizabeth will be happy for a few more weeks. He literally thinks he is the main character in a tragedy, but he is actually just a side character in his own failure. He is basically scheduling his own execution and thinking he is being a Sigma by doing it for love. The audacity. I cannot. And highlight so, he writes back to Elizabeth, all sweet and affectionate, but he tells her he has a dreadful secret that will chill her to the bone, and he will tell her the day after the wedding. Actually, Victor, why would you do that? Why would you build the tension up to a 10 and then tell her to wait? Just tell her there is a giant 8-foot-tall monster coming for your honeymoon.
Oh my God!
They finally get back to Geneva. Elizabeth is thinner, she has lost her glow, and she is clearly stressed. Victor is having full-on mental breakdowns. Sometimes he is in a rage. Sometimes he is just a puddle of sadness. Elizabeth is the only one who can calm him down. She is literally carrying the entire relationship on her back. The dad decides they should get married in 10 days. Victor is just like, sure, let's put a seal on my fate. He is basically just waiting to be murdered. But he is also being a total gearhead, carrying pistols and a dagger everywhere. He thinks he is ready for a boss fight, but he is completely blind to the real plan. They get some money back from the government, so they plan to honeymoon at Villa Lavenza on Lake Como. Just a cute, romantic trip to a beautiful lake, where they will probably be murdered. The vibes are absolutely rancid.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye. Do you understand?
Fast forward to the wedding day. They are on a boat, sailing toward Evian. The scenery is gorgeous, the sun is hot, and Elizabeth is trying to be positive, but she can feel the bad energy. She is literally whispering to herself that something is wrong. I literally cannot with this. She can feel the red flags, and Victor is just there, holding her hand, thinking he is about to die. They land at sunset, and the moment Victor touches the shore, all the fear and dread just slam back into him. And bestie, we haven't even gotten to the part where